First thing you see is they gave me 3 different T accounts. Why can't you see? Okay, so they gave me 3 T accounts. They didn't ask me to do it. But what you will see is immediately things are missing. So what I suggest, can you guys see if I keep it this size? Okay, because you've got it in front of you anyway. Because I want you to see what I do. So what I would have done, if it was my test, I would have first go and fill in everything I know. Okay, let me just bring it nicely down like that. Now everybody can see. So now I go look. Trading stock, what is my format? Bank is always a CPJ. CJ is always a creditor's control. CAJ is always a creditor's control. DJ is a cost of sales. DAJ is a cost of sales. So that I can already see there. Okay? Then, if I look at sales, I know the DJ is debtor's control. The bank is CRJ. Okay? Cost of sales here, I know it's always trading stock. Ne? So can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks was given away. Okay? So now let's quickly go look here at the memo. So I can fill in A, I can fill in B. Oh, I see C I didn't fill in. Petty cash is the petty cash journal. Sorry. So C you can fill in. D I see you could fill in. Then F you can, H you can, J you can, K, M and O. All those ones you should have right if you know your format. Okay. Can you guys see where you should start when you study this? Let's go study your format. Okay. You guys with me? So now let's go look at the numbers. If I look at the numbers, the first number I showed here, can you see these two? Nay, are the same. But I cannot calculate this up until I have E and G. Okay. Now, let's quickly look. Where else will I find these two amounts? Oh, if I go to cost of sales. So if I go to cost of sales, nay, can you see there's a DAJ. Sorry, I didn't even see that. Can you see there's the DAJ amount? The 6,000 should go here. That's where I get E at 6,000. Okay? Then, so that one is sorted. How else could I have gotten E if I didn't know that 6,000 is there? I could have minused. I could have just said 267 minus equals E. Right. Then, if I look at G, where else will I find the DJ cost of sales? I will find it here. Can you see that 50,000 will go here? You see? Can you start seeing the light here? Okay. So now, trading stock is all done. Trading stock is all done. Let's balance. So I say 267 minus 7 minus this minus 50, and it gives me number I 152, and it's 2 or nothing. And there are people who got it right. Right. So the question itself was not difficult. It's the presentation of the question that messed with you. If I have asked you to post trading stock, sales, cost of sales, you would have had more marks because you're used to doing it in that format, you see. So you need to be able to do stuff in other formats as well. Okay. So we basically got everything, ne? Except, let's quickly look, I still need L and I still need N. So L is a CRJ. Can you see? There it is. CRJ. No, I'm lying. So there's the CRJ, but they don't give me L. They give me the cost of sales. Can you see? They give me the 57.5, which is the cost of sales. And I can use that to calculate the sales. Right? You guys with me? But now, how will we calculate the sales? I have to look. Is there any extra information? Yes. If I look there, they say, please note that the business give a 5% discount to all cash customers. What do I have? The cost of sales. The cost of sales cannot change. It's a fixed amount. So I know I'm going to take the cost of sales. I'm going to work out sales. My markup is 60. So it's 160 divided 100. Now I will have the sales before the discount. And now I will subtract the discount. So I say times 95 over 100. You didn't even have to put that one in. You can just go straight times times. So there it is. 57, which is the cost of sales. The markup. This is the sales before the discount. This is the sales after the discount. So a lot of you got up until the 92,000. And then you just, let me just move it up a bit. And then you guys forgot to subtract the discount. Okay. So remember then, if I give you the sales with discount, what will you do if you have to calculate the cost of sales? You're basically going to reverse it. You're going to add back the discount. And that will give you the sales 100%. And then you mark with the markup, the 100 over the 100 plus markup, which will give you the cost of sales. In other words, if I gave you, the 87,400, I would have said, okay, let's add the discount. Is this 100%? Now I want 100, but this is only 95. And then I work out the cost of sales. And let me tell you, this will keep appearing in your tests. So go study this. Go work it out. Make sure you understand it. Cost of sales is your constant. Sales can go up and down. Because the cost of sales is what did I pay for the thing that I just bought. And I paid 20 Rand for this bottle. Now I can decide. Am I going to sell it for 40 Rand? Am I going to sell it for 35 Rand? Am I going to sell it for 20 Rand? That can change. But not the fact that I already paid 20 for it. That cannot change. Okay. So I've got L, and then the other only one is N. So what is N? N is cost of sales from the CRJ. So I need to get that G, ne? Am I now right? No. What am I doing? It's trading stock, CRJ. There, 57,500. There it goes. You see? Yes. If I give it to you like this again, because you will see there's a lot of times in grade 11 and 12 especially, where they give things like this instead of asking you to do the actual thing. They will give you the actual thing with missing things. So then you do the thing like this thing. Right? Okay. Let's go. Debtors ledger. So first of all, first thing you need to do is put, it's a debtor's ledger, so it's an asset. So the debit side is my invoices, the credit side is when debtors pay me, and credit notes. Now go see how many of you did some weird things there that you swapped it. Okay? Then a balance. You don't put it in here and there, because a balance is something you are bringing from last month. It just goes like that. Okay? Then, now they say invoice. We sell goods with the original cost. Let me just show you. Of 5,670. This is the cost price. And we made a profit of 1,330. See how many of you didn't see that it's the original cost. So this is the cost price. So this is the cost price plus the profit. A lot of you just put in the 5,670. Okay, then number 5, they say receive a direct deposit of 900. You can't say receipt. You have to either say EFT, bank statement, or you can say debtor paying off or whatever, but you can't say receipt because you're not seeing the guy. How are you going to give him a receipt? Okay? And the discount is separate. Some of you forgot the discount. Because remember, he settles what he owed on the 1st. You see. Then number 9. Number 9, it's a credit card transaction. Credit card is cash. Write it for yourself. Credit card sales is cash. Is it going to influence this guy's debt? No, because he's paying cash. So in other words, number 9 shouldn't be in here. Can you see that? Number 9 shouldn't be in the debtor's ledger because he doesn't owe me that one. And if you didn't put it in, you got 2 ticks. And then number 10 was the credit note. That was a straightforward 330. Okay. Then you have 2 marks if your answer is perfect. Now can you see, up until now, if you had to write the test now, can you see that 80% of what you had wrong you actually knew? No? You just didn't pick it up. And the only way to learn to pick it up is practice. No? Okay, the accounting equation. First thing you always need to do is you say to yourself, it's plus, minus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Okay. And since we are only doing cash transactions, CRJ bank is debit. CPJ bank is credit. So now let's read. They say, refund a tenant who overpaid his rent by EFT. So we are paying, so bank is credit. What is a tenant? It's someone who rents from me, so it's rent income. Can't just write rent. Now you know. The 700 you can get straight marks, but now you know. It's the opposite from when he pays me. So it's a minus minus because we are refunding this guy. Okay? So rent income is an owner's equity on the debit side. Bank is an asset on the credit side. Minus minus. Number 2, they say a fixed deposit matured. If a fixed deposit matures, it means he's coming back. So it's a CRJ. So you should have had those 2 banks right. And you should have remembered that you never show fixed asset and the interest together. The only time you show it together is when the bank pays it into your bank account, and that's the amount that comes in. But then in the sundry, you split it again. So you could have had So everybody could have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 marks. Okay, already. You know a fixed deposit is a plus minus 0, 0. If it matures or if we make it. You know an interest is always plus plus 0. These are things that you should know. The only place where you are actually allowed to lose marks here is those 4 calculation marks. So you should have had 16 out of 20. That is seen as lower and medium order. Only this calculations here is higher order. So now let's read these calculations. What are they saying? They are saying to me here, the bank paid us 45,150. This includes the fixed deposit and the interest. Can you see? Both. So if I look at this, I'm going to do the calculation. So I've got a fixed deposit and I've got interest. And that gives me what they paid me, that 45,150. Okay? I know the fixed deposit is 100% because that's what I put down. They tell me the interest is 5%. So meaning the bank paid me 105%. You see? And now comes UK. So you can either say 45,150 times, what am I looking for? The deposit, unknown, known. The known is most always the one that's got a figure and a percentage. Okay. Oh, sorry. Then you will get the 43,000. And then you can literally say 45,150 less 43 gives you 2,150. If you wanted to go the 2,150 route, there I did it for you. Then it's times 5 over 104. And then I say 45 less 215. Okay. You guys have to practice UK, eh? Then the last one was the journals, and that is where you're supposed to up your marks. So the journals that I ask is cash payment, so that's when I see EFT pay. Creditors is when I receive an invoice. Creditors allowance is when I issue a debit note or if I receive a credit note. So let's go look. Number 1. Can I do this? Let's see. Oh, let me just do the CPJ first. So the CPJ on the 2nd, they say, Jada, we paid 2,000 via EFT on our debt to Jada. This was after we received 200 discount. So we paid 2,000. It's clear they say we paid 2,000. After we got 200 discount. So how much is my debt decreasing? With 2,2. Number 5. Settle our account as on the 1st of March at Lulu Wholesalers by paying 5. Now if I go look, what did we owe Lulu? 5,2. So we only pay 5, 200 discount, our debt decrease 5,2. And always remember your bank and your names go together as one tick. So if this is wrong, I can't give you the tick. No. Okay, now Go Bank. Made an electronic payment to Go Bank in part payment of the loan, 7,000. So part payment of the loan is 7,000 plus interest on the loan. The interest is charged. So now I need to calculate. So it's 73,000 times 9.5%, ne? And it's done quarterly. Quarterly is 4 times a year. So how many months is that? 3 months. Ne? 12 divided 4, 3 months. 3 months. And that's how I get the 19. Okay, there I did the calculation. Why did I say 80,000 and not 73? Can you see I made a mistake? This is right. I am wrong. Why am I using 80,000 and not 73? Read again what it says here. Can you see the current balance after we paid the 7 was 73? Okay, can you see accounting is a lot about the reading. And reading can only get better if you read more. You get what I'm saying? So, your homework this holiday is to work out this paper like crazy. Again and again and again and again till you get it. The same with the first test. Okay. So, can you see? The loan was 7, the interest 19. If you add them together, it gives you your bank. Okay, now, can I swap?
Yes.
So if I look at my CJ, they tell me, received an invoice for furniture. What is furniture? See how many of you wrote furniture? This is grade 8 work. Then I taught you, CJ is the only journal where we renumber. So I gave you here an invoice, ne? An invoice number. But you mustn't use that number. You have to follow the ones that I gave you because it's renumbered. Okay? And then they say it's 5,000 less 10% trade discount. This is grade 9 work. See how many of you wrote 5,000. And here 4,500. Remember that 500 discount is, we don't put it in our books anyway. Okay. And then most of you had this one right. I do not understand if you had it wrong, why you had it wrong. Because it's a straightforward one that said unsatisfactory goods and stationery. So it's a split transaction. You add it to the total. Okay.